drop out of that, like, at least in my book, like that tier 2 where they're losing to teams that are just nobody that you haven't heard of. But they're always there or thereabouts. So Lazarus on the come up, they absolutely can perform. I remember last time I saw these guys, they unfortunately met another team very similar to Penguin Sledding in headshot percentage that dropped like one player dropped like 39 frags on them on one map. And it was just like, well, they just lose because that doesn't happen all the time.
Right. Yeah. Simply a lot to deal with in that last matchup. As you said, I believe that was week 47 we were talking
Mhm.
about before we went live here, where Lazarus raised a few questions with this roster that they picked up. Not a lot of names that were well known in the tier 2 ecosystem. That being said, these newcomers here for Lazarus have certainly impressed thus far, really taking it to teams, like you said, like headshot percentage, where it was a close matchup and it was in the top 8. That was 2 weeks ago. This team has had 2 weeks to progress and prepare to bring us here into week number 49 of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. And as it is week number 49, we are running out of time to get you guys over to Red Bull CampusClutch.com. Those qualifiers are coming up soon for universities across 50 countries across the world. So definitely head on over to Red Bull Campus Clutch. Get your team signed up for that global collegiate Valorant competition. Represent your country and your university. Definitely a great opportunity there as we move into the home of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. It is Ascent.
It is indeed our home. We love it here and we hate it here, both at the same time.
Certainly
Um,
some mixed feelings.
yeah, I mean, listen, it is a good map. There's no doubt about it. But also, guys, figure out a way to play something else at some point. Either way, I'm excited to see what we have ready to go today. Like I said, I think winnable for both teams here. I'm just on the lookout for what Lazarus can do because Penguin Sledding surely have the upper hand.
Absolutely. Penguin Sledding with tall expectations. As you touched on previously, before this match got started, this team has been together for quite a while. They've had time to build up those results, and they're certainly looking for that next step forward, reaching that upper echelon of performance. Soar on the side of Lazarus. Lazarus starting out on defense here. Hazard taking the challenge here. B. Here comes the push. Pinching in from both sides is Penguin Sledding on attack. Big damage coming out, but not enough. The kills go 2 for 2 thus far, and the kills rolling in. Penguin Sledding absolutely decimates the defense of Lazarus. Not in small part due to Worldwide, that new addition for the Penguin Sledding roster, previously of Fun Snatchers, definitely one of the best omens we've come across here in the VSS.
Yeah, I mean, I put Worldwide kind of in the same conversation that I put like Valen kind of as a great Omen player. Like definitely has that sort of experience to back it up as well at a high level. And so definitely be on the lookout there. And that's kind of the problem here. I think if you are a team playing against Penguin Sledding, like there's just no easy matchup like individually, right? Like you take a look at the entire roster and you got Worldwide, Clint, Moonblue, Hyun, and Hazard, and it's like I don't see anyone that I would be like, well, they're not like a big fragger. Maybe you could argue Clint isn't, but even then can come up big. It's just so difficult if you're a team trying to match up.
Absolutely. There is no single member on this Penguin Sledding roster that could be identified as a potential weak point. It is strong players all around. Hyun on this breach is going to be making a big impact already here on A side, but Town has gone completely undetected. Town picks up the snipe on the Moon Blue, and it hasn't gone swimmingly for Penguin Sledding here on A side. They're down 2 kills. Hazard trying to get some ground back, picks up the kill on Xenos, can't get the kill done on Kolbs, has to come back for another challenge, does get the kill on the Kolbs for the triple kill. Now a 1v2. Mikado in the clutch factor. Oh, not much in it for Mikado. With the Bucky from that distance, Clint has an easy time mowing it down, and now we move into this first full buy for Lazarus.
Yeah, but that was awful expensive, Dilly. I mean, seriously, they should have probably you know, maybe found even more there considering the advantage that they had picked up, Lazarus. But 3 kills ain't bad, not by a long shot. And I mean, if you look at the investment here for Penguin Sledding, they have barely invested anything on the 3 players that fell because they want to make sure they can get guns out in the next round. Now, I don't know if this is the right decision, but it will say that if it works out for them, this is a huge victory. And well, Hazard up close and personal with the Bucky is making it sing.
Hazard already willing to take these early gambles here, showing no fear in the face of Lazarus. And now all this pressure coming down upon the shoulders of Soar here. With this operator, Soar needs to get the action started. That's exactly what we're looking for. Gets the snipe onto Hazard, gets the double kill onto Clint. Soar popping off, peaks for the triple, has to come back from Nor. Now has backup as well. Soar picks up the triple kill. Town with the backup, now just one member of Penguin Sledding remaining. That is exactly what we needed to see from the Jet on Lazarus. It's Soar with the operator.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely correct. And on top of that, I will say that I think Soar impressed me a lot the first time that I saw them, and continuing to impress here, something that we need to definitely look out for. And on top of this, now Hyun in a pretty tough spot. Like, what do you do here? You try to get a couple of kills. You have a Phantom. Maybe you save this, but it doesn't look like Hyun wants to be doing that. Well, swings into a double swing from the opponents, and that is not ideal. So,
certainly can't blame Hyun in that situation. The breach kit sometimes just feels so strong. Feels like you really can take on the world with all of that arm candy available for breach, but no clutch situation in the cards for Hyun there, and it will be now full buy up against full buy. Well, I say that, but we do see some of the members of Lazarus settling for those lighter sets of armor. Soar and Town specifically not able to armor themselves up the same way that the 5 members of Penguin Sledding were. See if that comes into play here as now the 4th round gets underway, and Hazard already popping the Blade Storm.
Yeah, that Blade Storm just going to add insult to injury here, and nearly gets the headshot, does Hazard, but Soar quickly dashing away. Does have the reaction times to deny that, and with just now 2 blades left, you're gonna have to be very precise with those things if you want to get the reset. That being said, it's still a 5v5, and Penguin Sledding are in a pretty good position. If you take a look at the map, they have a significant amount of map control, and nobody really here for Lazarus is looking to get aggressive. We talk about this map a lot and how it's really key for the defense to get aggressive, to hold map control, and to deny map control whenever there's a mistake. And over at B, nobody's home, and they're just letting it happen as the push looks to come out over towards A. There is one player sitting underneath Heaven, but they got a lot to do.
Penguin Sledding have their work cut out from them on this attack as the kills go 1 for 1, make it 2 for 1 now as Lazarus come out ahead, make it 3 for 1 as Town picks up the triple kill. The defense for Lazarus working wonders here. Moonblue snaps a quick double kill back for the attackers, and now a 1v2 as the clock ticks down. Moonblue spike is out of hand, just out of reach here, so the shock dart will enable Moonblue secure the hold on that spike. But now here come the defenders. Oh, lurking, but Xenos not quick enough, gets taken out by Moonblue. Now a 1v1. Kolbs, oh, just got the slightest inclination, the slightest hint of a pixel, wins out over Moonblue, bringing us into equal footing to start off this first half.
Yeah, and well, that was awful close. A bit of a mistake, honestly, if you want to be technical about it for Lazarus. When they played that scarily, I will say, my head was nearly in my hands when they were just swinging one by one. But fortunately, yeah, Kolb was able to defend that and get the final frag. What was a very nice A-hold, though, I have to say, and utilization of the utility quite perfect there on that site. This breach, by the way, I haven't talked about it a lot just yet, but I really love the breach on this map. I think it's so powerful, and Hyun's been using it very well thus far. Now, granted, we'll see if it nets a victory, but I really like it as an idea. Unfortunately, this round, though, just the pistols and, well, Hazard on the Bucky, who we've seen can be very effective with that weapon. So we'll be on the lookout there. It's looking to be an A split, though. And the problem is that they're going to have to try and close the distance against the likes of Xenos, who is going to get paranoid. So that definitely allows for a nice opportunity. And the aggression coming through. Hazard finds two. Might find more. Does indeed. Now has the Sheriff looking for more. But Soar is able to connect the shots. It's going to have to be huge, though. Soar popping the Blade Storm after getting that third frag with the operator. Now the plant going down into 2-on-2. But man, is this going to be a difficult retake?
Dueling Jets putting on a show for us, bringing us into this 2v2 with the spike planted. Here come the defense. Hyun sends out the flashpoint. Can't find the damage here. Sends out yet another, but Lazarus timing this one out, but maybe playing too carefully. Is now Town just down to 5 HP. No teammates remaining. Very little kit. Only the camera available. Town now with it all to do in this 1v2. So close to finding the head of Hyun, but Town goes down. Hyun, rather, picks up the thrifty round for Penguin Sledding, and that is a devastating blow to the momentum, to the economy of the side of Lazarus.
I see you two struggling with Hyun because I'm pretty sure there's also a win as we see this replay. You love to see this. I mean, this is the Bucky. Like that second shot is outrageous that it works. And if you had found this fourth one, I mean, jeez, that is the power of Hazard and the Bucky teaming up together. And if we take a look, the money is absolutely abysmal. Nothing really there. It's pretty much looking the same as what we just saw from Penguin Sledding. Now, granted, clearly it can work, but Lazarus, they're going to have to put it to great use, the same as what we saw from Hazard up close and personal as Town. But can he connect the shots?
Yeah, what we would have liked to see from Lazarus in this round is a bit of Zoomer Academy, if you will, that aggressive defense that we really see thrive here on Ascent that you touched on there earlier, to really make these weaker guns count. That's what you want to see from the defense, and that's exactly what we're getting from Town on this aggressive peak. It doesn't pay off this time around, but there is backup right around the corner. Soar will dash away from that confrontation. So Penguin Sledding winning out on the hit and run, and now you can see them exerting their control across the map, moving freely about the corridors. Hazard with this newly upgraded operator close to finding the snipe there. Lazarus getting a bit of intel, getting a bit of a warning shot now as the clock ticks down to under 40 seconds. Penguin Sledding turn their sights over to B site.
And you know, we talked about where you have to be playing on this map and how to hold map control. Like, we see that the attackers, they simply get the control and then they run away. But Kolbs, what a nice little shot, does get tagged by that Rolling Thunder. Maybe you can find more, though. That Sheriff's still pretty good, but unfortunately unable to connect. And Hyun closes things down with that operator. A triple kill for Hyun. And, well, I mean, rarely do you see a breach with an operator, but I guess, you know, it works out very well in that scenario, and I can't blame him.
Absolutely. Hyun, no stranger to the one hit, one kill of the operator there, putting it to full effect. And now what is really in full swing is the economy here for Penguin Sledding. You look at the bankroll of Hazard, especially 6,500 with a full operator, full shield, and a full suite of abilities as well. That is Hazard building some serious momentum for the rest of this first half. Mikado trying to steal it away with this run it back. Here comes the wombo combo of the Hunter's Fury and the run it back. It's good for one. Not much else here, but Penguin Sledding already forced away from that A side corridor.
Well, and it's not just about the kills. It's about the information. And look at what it's caused. The rotations immediately are in, and Town gets the info as well with that camera. So they now are aware of the possibility that this push is coming through, that Cage is going to deny for just a little bit longer, knows that the player has gotten through. That's Hazard. Operator in hand, takes the first fight this Town, wins that one out, and in fact gets away. That's even bigger. His sword now looks to swing around, but gets shot straight in the head by Hazard. That operator so strong and nearly gets denied. In fact, does, but it's simply a matter of time before Kolbs and the rest of the team comes straight back in to win things out. 3-4 now, and Lazarus, they respond in kind.
Really excellent mental fortitude here from Lazarus in this first half. Penguin Sledding are trying to deal knockout punches already here in the first half, wasting no time taking big aggressive gambles, getting right in the face of Lazarus, trying to destabilize this defense. But so far, Lazarus have weathered the storm. They've kept their opponent within arm's reach now with a chance to take, or to rather even up the lead and then take the lead here. Lazarus set up on defense. Soar, so good for the opening kills. Takes down Hazard. That's a big blow to Penguin Sledding this early on. Worldwide teleports forward, trying to gain some of this regain some of this lost ground, but only is rewarded with a shock dart at the feet here. Soar looking for their second kill of the round through mid.
Oh man, he doesn't realize how close Worldwide is sitting here, but he puts her on the corner straight into the crosshairs of Soar. Soar's not missing those shots. Definitely not. Hyun close by. Could throw a flashpoint through that wall. Would make Soar's life a little bit difficult. Oh, no. No, that's so devastating. Yun, you got to turn around. You can't expose your back like that. Not to the operator of Soar. And Xenos following up with, once again, another great little spray down. This B site has been fairly difficult to get into for Penguin Sledding. They've really struggled, and I think they probably need to try and take some mid control before trying to do that. I think they tried to there, and well, Worldwide was met with a bullet to the torso.
Absolutely. Lazarus here with the perfect responses to the game plans that Penguin Sledding have been throwing at them. And you have to kind of wonder if Penguin Sledding are caught a bit off guard from Lazarus's responses here, especially in these full buy rounds where Penguin Sledding would be expecting to at least go blow for blow with Lazarus here. But Lazarus picking up the flawless round in the round prior. Now, we talked about how big the bankroll for Penguin Sledding was getting, but that was the case. Now it is a different story here. Penguin Sledding down to some of their last buys here if they don't pick up this round. Hazard looking to turn the tide with this Blade Storm. Peeks out. That's the Blade Storm off the table. Now it's up to the judge to try and get some work done here. Hazard not given a word in edgewise. O's up and over. Loses out to Mikado. Xenos right alongside the Phoenix. But Penguin Sledding still finding real estate, still finding big kills somehow in this play. A 3v2 now favoring the attackers. Mikado healing up on the backside. Gets flashed. Gets shocked. That's Mikado off the table now. A 1v3 for Town to try and clutch it out for Lazarus. They were within a breath away of taking the lead from Penguin Sledding, but that opportunity has seemingly come and gone.
Well, there is still something here, and that Town could go for this 1v3, but again, a very difficult situation to be in. Not going to be expecting Clint, I wouldn't imagine. Does spot one out, but on the swing, Hyun good for the frag, and Penguin Sledding retake the lead after what was a couple of rounds in a row where they simply didn't look great. It was a great adjustment coming through from Lazarus, like you were talking about, and then Penguin Sledding made a mistake or two, and oftentimes that can really start to snowball things out of your control. So a great job from Penguin Sledding to not only recognize it, but adjust accordingly the other way and make sure that they were able to get back into the winning graces here. It's 4-5, and this is an awful close first half. I said it was anyone's game at the beginning, Dilly, but this really is.
Absolutely. It really does not get much closer than this, especially for a first half on Ascent where Soar inflicting the pay on Hazard. We can see sometimes the defense running away with it here on Ascent. It is a little easier for the defense to move around those backside corridors, but Penguin Sledding keeping things close, keeping themselves the advantage. Can they keep it in the face of this Lazarus defense on A site? Lazarus combining for 3 big kills, make it 4 now as they find themselves in a 3v1. The A site defense here has been near flawless for Lazarus. Can they close it out here? Moonblue trying to get the clutch done. Moonblue was left in this very same position once before, wasn't able to close it out that time. Can they close it out this time here? Clock ticks down under 50 seconds. Moonblue has full HP, has full armor, but that is the last bit of kit Moonblue has ready to go. Is this recon drone? That recon bolt from the side of Lazarus, I believe, did reveal Moonblue just with that recon bolt. So now Moonblue fully spotted, the defense fully aware, and now just with the spike in hand, here comes Mikado baiting Moonblue, trying to bait Moonblue as Moonblue works towards the spike plant. 20 seconds remaining.
There's that run it back, using that aggressively is Mikado, and that's the first one to make the contact, and well, yeah, not able to pick anything up. I mean, again, I will say that I feel as if Lazarus really were playing that very split. I understand that they had the run it back, so it wasn't really that big a deal. But also, if somehow we would have seen Moonblue get aggressive, that could have been devastating. But fortunately for Lazarus, that was not to be. And once again, we're tied back up. Now, granted, there was a heavy investment there. We saw the Bleed Storm utilized. We saw the Run It Back utilized. Two heavy hitting aggressive ultimates that are no longer available here for the defense. They are close to a couple of others, but those a little bit less reasonable in the Neural Theft and From the Shadows. On the other side of things, though, we do have that Hunter's Fury that you should probably be weary of if you are aware of the likes of Moonblue, who can pull that out at any time and typically is quite deadly with that thing. So it's going to be difficult here, but certainly doable in the last 2 rounds of this half.
Absolutely, neither team able to really solidly run away with this half. Hazard trying to run away with this round is denied the opportunity now as Penguin Sledding storming out on A site once again, trying to make it stick here on A site where they haven't found the most success in this half. They're letting it run once more here, 5 on 5 as the spike goes down. Hazard holding down Tree as the rest of the defense has backed away from that position. Here comes the retake on Heaven. Town, meanwhile, on Hell actually was gone unspotted, is now taken out, but Xenos gets the revenge kill. Hazard loses that tree position. Here comes the retake in full swing. The kill's going so fast, bringing us into a 2v1 now, favoring the attackers. It's all down to Soar for the side of Lazarus. Switches out the operator for that Vandal. There goes the Cloudburst, and now Soar fully aware of where Moonblue is. Do they know where Worldwide is as well? Doesn't matter. That's Moonblue picking up a 6th round for Penguin Sledding. Penguin Sledding now trying to get themselves a lead going into the second half as we move into the final round of the first.
Yeah, and that penultimate round of the first is so very important, because whenever you see this buy come in for Soar, like, you're forced onto a judge, right? You're struggling a little bit. Lazarus, they don't have all the money. Bucky as well coming in for Town, so it's not ideal. Now, granted, Hazard has picked up a judge as well. Okay, no, finally does get rid of it and goes over to a Vandal. That's a bit more reasonable, but still not ideal with regard to the money here for the defense. And they could still pick up the victory, but again, every single time you make them pick up one of these, Bucky's, Judges, shotgun, it's just making things a little bit more difficult.
Certainly a nerf on the capabilities of the likes of Soar, of the likes of Town, not given the same range they would like to work with in an ideal round. But we've seen the Buckies and Judges already used to great effect in this half alone. Could see them make another appearance here as Mikado takes that fault line straight to the face, and there's a flashpoint right on the way. Hyun burns down Mikado. That's the opening kill going the way of Penguin Sledding, and now they look to kick down the door on A site. As on the opposite side of the map, Hazard maybe playing a bit of a bait, and it's actually the bait and switch now as Penguin Sledding off of the real estate that Hazard was able to accumulate for them, now have pulled the trigger on a full rotate over to B site.
Yeah, that aftershock kill is pretty brutal. You have to be aware of it, though, especially when you're playing against the Breach. That place is so dangerous. And, well, Town had a camera, maybe got some information, but not anymore. And this Bucky close range, or long range rather, is going to be a little bit more difficult to contend with. And I'm not sure how Clint found that kill. I think Xenos was just a little bit wide there in mid. Either way, a frustrating position to die in, even as the Hunter's Fury gets popped from Moonblue in order to try and deny any sort of retake. But they're going to have to come in eventually. It is last round of the half, and Clint is shutting it down even before it gets started. A second round, and now Paranoia to stall even more. Hyun finally finds that frag, but go. It's just, I mean, what can you do if you're Zor? Literally, the entire kitchen sink being thrown at your feet, and you just realize it's hopeless. You gotta just accept your fate.
Absolutely. Penguin Sledding with a solid 12th round to close out the first half, giving themselves that secured lead moving into this second half. And I have to say, that was a solidly impressive round from Penguin Sledding to close out that half. And really something we may have wanted to see from them earlier in the half. It makes me wonder if Penguin Sledding are playing their cards a bit close to their chest this time around, not wanting to reveal all of the plays, not wanting to reveal all of the strats quite yet. And so giving us a little taste of what's possible there to close out the first half, get themselves the lead going into the second, and now all the pressure on to Lazarus. This attacking half is no joke on Ascent. They have got to have a polished game plan ready to go. They want to dethrone the likes of Penguin Sledding here on Ascent.
It's going to be a tough ask. That being said, very plausible here. That dark cover, a little bit of a whiff dark cover, but didn't really matter anyway. That being said, he sword grabs that orb, so extra little ult orb will never hurt nobody. And there goes the push. The engage is good. Worldwide, though, finding the first frag, and Hazard looking to get out of there, but doesn't get anywhere but a, well, death. And that being said, Hyun and Moonblue, they're both finding kills. And Clint chimes in for one more just to put a bow on it. And that is a very solid round from Penguin Sledding. I think that was a pretty good read, too. There was like 3 people there a day. Something that you don't always see, and Lazarus just kind of wasn't anywhere else on the map.
Yeah, no spread offense approach from Lazarus in that first round of the half. You have to respect, of course, the numbers are power approach to the pistol round. Unfortunately, that philosophy not paying dividends for Lazarus in that opening pistol round. Penguin Sledding going 2 for 2 here in pistol rounds in this top 32 matchup. Reminder, this is a best of 1. This is the last chance here for these teams to try and advance in this bracket. There is no loser bracket. There is no second or third map. It all comes down to this half for these two teams. Lazarus looking to impress in one of their first few outings as a team. Penguin Sledding looking to show they still deserve that spot at the top of the BSS hill. So this bonus round now for Lazarus, for Penguin Sledding. They haven't taken any early damage, but they haven't taken any early risks, save for Hyun peeking out tree here, trying to trade with Mikado, but that is the kitchen sink being thrown at Mikado, and that's going to force the attackers to back away for now.
I mean, just the sheer amount of utility that this composition it has is just outrageous. I mean, we saw it there, the fault line, the flashpoint. We saw the arrow, right? Like, it's just everything. And you have to deal with the likes of a Jet getting aggressive too. It's just so very difficult. And we'll see if can defend this B site. Oh my goodness, that was ridiculous. Hazard does find the kill though. Mikado up close and personal. He's got 2 with the Sheriff. Has 1 bullet left, has to reload something, chooses to do the Spectre. Still a difficult spot to be in, and now getting flanked, hit on his own. I don't know how Mikado found that one, but the Aftershock again forcing the issue. But it's Xenos with the classic to pick up a double kill. That round so crazy in that it was absolute insanity back and forth everywhere. You know, we had mid, we had the push onto B, and then the flank. It just seemed like everybody was in a weird position, I guess is what I'm going with. As we take a look at that replay, absolutely disgusting shots coming through from Mikado.
Yeah, Mikado almost single-handedly delivering the opportunity to Lazarus in a round where they simply had no business being competitive with the Spectres, with the Sheriffs that Penguin Sledding were bringing. But Lazarus steal themselves a thrifty round, steal themselves some newfound wind in their sails, and now some newfound economy to play with here as Penguin Sledding now really tough questions being asked of them economically. As you can see, the tools they're bringing into this 15th round excuse me, are less than ideal here. But as has been ever present, as we've touched on, is the utility from Penguin Sledding, still not skimping on getting into Lazarus' space, making things difficult for them as they try to move around the map. Shock Dart coming out from Moon Blue, a bit of a warning shot to the side of Lazarus, letting them know danger is afoot. As Lazarus turn their sights over towards the A site here. Worldwide, ooh, spotted out with just a shorty as well. No range, no hope for Worldwide in this situation. And now Town and the likes of Lazarus pushing out onto A site. Not too much Penguin Sledding can do about this. Moonblue finds that cheeky little headshot onto Mikado, but now in a 2v4, the odds stacked against Penguin Sledding. Did they take their foot off the gas a little too soon? Be soon to find out here as Hyun loses out to Soar now. Just Hazard try and do a little damage. Hazard with the Bucky though. Can't count them out. Has already picked up 2 big game-changing multi-kills with that gun, with this agent. But swapping out to the Phantom to be anticlimactic as always.
Oh, nearly found Kolb's right there, but Kolb's swinging around in just the perfect moment in order to deny that. But nonetheless, things are getting very close now. Lazarus within 1 of the defense. I think that Penguin Sledding, not that they took their foot off the gas, but more along the lines of they've simply not been able to stop the the swing that Lazarus has put on. And well, that round, if we think back to the Thrifty, right? Like that's the sort of round that your comms are absolutely insane. Like you don't know what's going on, and I think that could have been a potential for what it was. But Hazard is absolutely outrageous, getting aggressive through mid, trying on that run it back is Mikado, but Clint is there to send him back from whence he came. And now a still player advantage for the defense, and this is looking all so good here for Penguin Sledding.
This is prime Penguin Sledding territory here, ramping up the aggression when they have the tools to do so, getting right in the face of Lazarus. Look at this flank that's coming through here for Penguin Sledding. The walls are closing in here for Lazarus. They've got to rush and get this spike down, but there's no safety to do so. They are getting mowed down from all sides. That is Penguin Sledding putting on a show, reminding us all how dangerous they can be. Foot off the gas, not even a question. The foot is fully on the gas. The pedal is to the metal, as you will. Penguin Sledding now sealing back a very important round, throwing a wrench into the plans here of Lazarus. And we will have a short little tack pause as Lazarus, they need a quick breath after that onslaught from Penguin Sledding. In that play for Penguin Sledding, that aggressive style defense is something we touched on earlier in the matchup, and what we wanted to see from Lazarus in that first half. We wanted to see Lazarus challenge Penguin Sledding in their own court. We wanted to see them getting up in those corridors where they shouldn't be sticking their nose into. Lazarus played a little conservative in that first half, and to their credit, it was a solidly successful first half, getting out of it down just 5-7 to Penguin Sledding. But now Penguin Sledding putting on a bit of a clinic here on the CT side, showing us what a little bit of extra aggression, a little bit of temper can do for you when you're sitting back on site.
I will say, in defense here of Lazarus, it is just 2-2 here in the second half. So while it has been really solid whenever Penguin Sledding have made it work, it's also failed, and I think that's part of the reason why we saw that Thrifty round come out. And in addition to that, I think that Lazarus, they certainly could fully turn it around here. They have guns again, they have the weapons, and they're going against no operator. That's another thing that I think you have to keep in mind. Granted, I think Hazard could have picked one up if really they wanted to. Seems odd that they didn't, considering they were upgrading from the Spectre last round anyway, using that Blade Storm. But either way, no operator to be found, and that's also something that you kind of have to play differently around. If they just try and do something, I don't know, like a mid take, that could be very effective. There's really, if you look at the way that Penguin Sledding are currently set up, they really don't have anything at mid. They've really got nothing at all. And even beyond that, if they somehow kill the breach there on Cat, that's that's basically a free A split.
Absolutely, indeed. It will be interesting to see how Hazard carries out the rest of the second half, managing the economic questions that are asked of a Jet every single round. Can you buy the op? Are you asking a team member to foot the bill for you? And can your team swing that sort of investment? So far, Penguin Sledding understandably playing it conservatively. I don't even think they had really the 5,000 credits in one bank to get that op out into play. And so that will be a big game changer for either side should we see that out on the field. Action is back underway. Hazard kicking down the door here. B-side once again. This aggressive play from Penguin Sledding paying off in spades, absolutely tearing apart the attack of Lazarus before it can even get started.
And what a great adjustment, right? We saw mid aggression, we saw A aggression. There we are, B aggression coming through, working out massively. There's now 3 players left alive here for the attack, and well, they've got to try and figure something out. They do have 3 rifles, so it's very winnable, but albeit difficult considering. I mean, look at the adjustments here. This is outrageous. There's 4 players committed to this A site. Like you're running into the entire armada of Penguin Sledding, and you have no idea. There we go. The push out is good, but it meets a Rolling Thunder to the face, and Hazard with a double kill, make it 3 now and 4 on the round. Absolutely incredible. And I mean, take a look at the economy here for Lazarus. I mean, it's in shambles, Dilly. I mean, it's down pretty horrible.
Down horrendous is the economy here for Lazarus. Back to Sheriffs, a few sets of armor rather coming through, but not much else. Penguin Sledding here really amping up the aggression here. As we said, amping up the pace, taking these fights. Hazard pushing up this B corridor already was rewarded with that opening kill. And from then on, Lazarus looked a bit lost in the map. There wasn't anywhere they felt completely comfortable taking a challenge. And now Penguin Sledding up 3 rounds, their largest lead of the match so far. Now just 3 rounds away from yet another top 16 appearance for the flightless Arctic Birds. Will be Penguin Sledding here. They can continue this momentum here in the second half. Hard to imagine a world where Lazarus has much of a say in trying to stop them. But we are no strangers to thrifty rounds in this match. Even Soar with this Blade Storm could flip the script completely upside down. May all weigh on the shoulders here of Clint on B site, the lone defender for Penguin Sledding. Is going to have to give away that position, wait for the reinforcements to come through. This is Lazarus taking control of B site.
Good control taken, but again, there's nobody here. So, like, you know, you walked in, great job. Now you got to defend it. And, well, I don't know if they're going to have the weaponry to defend against the, well, armory that's coming in against them. They've got pretty much all rifles on the opposing side. Mikado's in a good position. If he finds one, that would be big, but an aftershock forces him out. Fortunately, able to use the curveball in order to get a forward spot. Hazard, though, swinging. Good for 1. Kolbs returns fire. That being said, Hazard coming around the corner. Kolbs is good for another. Headshots are looking strong, and Xenos with a double kill. Able to find so much more. He'll now alone has 2, but has to reload. Gets out, able to get that reload in, but has to still find 2 players. And the spike is ticked away. He's got a 3rd one spamming through the box, trying to find more, but has to pull out the pistol, and it's not enough. Xenos picking up the triple kill and a thrifty round for Lazarus.
That is absolutely magnificent from the side of Lazarus. They are not done fighting yet. Penguin Sledding were looking to deal that deadly blow, but Lazarus woke up when it counted, picking up the thrifty round no less, and it all came off of that exceptional team play to get themselves that secured B site. The utility coming through, forcing Clint away from a position where he may have been able to deal a deadly blow to the attacking side. All of that coordination, and now could Penguin Sledding come up with a play of their own? Lazarus more than ready for this one. They shoot Hazard down out of the sky. They clip Hazard's wings, and now Lazarus taking full control of the round.
Okay, hold on. I know this is probably the wrong time to say it, but I actually really love the play that Penguin Sledding just did there. It was
Oh, yes.
actually huge. They used the Blade Storm in order to get a fort position, obviously, and then they utilized at the same time Worlds Wides from the shadows in order to get behind them and just pinch them in, and then of course followed up by all of the utility that Hyun brings into the fold. I mean, it didn't work out, but God, was that pretty, and it would have been cool if it worked.
Shout out to the squad for Zoomer Academy. I believe the first squad to introduce us to that up and over play on the A side corridor for the defenders. That has been something teams are trying to incorporate in their wheelhouse. Penguin Sledding taking a crack at it there, not to the same effect, unfortunately for them. But Moonblue, we touched on these Hunter's Fury before. Moonblue's deadly accurate, almost finds the double kill, siphons away a fair bit of HP from Soar. It's now a 3v2. Penguin Sledding are at the disadvantage, but there are some rough health bars for the side of Lazarus. Lazarus have to play this one exactly right to continue clawing away at this deficit. Mikado forced away by that shock dart, burned down to 11 HP, forced to burn the util, needs to heal up right here, right now. Mikado backed into this corner. Mikado takes down Clint. Now a 1v3. Moonblue pushes forward, can't get it done. Mikado picks up the double kill, and now Lazarus within one round of Penguin Sledding.
You know, I didn't get a chance to mention it, but Mikado was always going to be the crux of that hold. You have to be there, and the fact that they knew Mikado was there from the very beginning, with that curveball investment, right, and still wasn't able to dislodge him at all. He got both of those frags is so huge. I cannot understate it. And on top of that, now, I mean, look at the cash, the money. I mean, it's pretty rough over there for Penguin Sledding. We could be seeing a tied game. Granted, there is some investment and some weapons. We know what can happen when you have some weaponry, even if it's not ideal. You certainly can do something with it, and we've seen Lazarus do just that. Mikado, oh, well, that's so very unfortunate. Hyun with a nice little frag and nearly could find another one there, but gets away with their life.
These next couple of rounds are absolutely pivotal in deciding the fate of this game. These next couple rounds will decide how the economic conversation is shaped for these two teams to finish out this top 32 matchup. These teams just a few rounds away from potentially finding a top 16 spot. Can they get it done? Lazarus with a massive wombo combo. Colbs picking up the double kill. It's 3 kills for the side of Lazarus. It is 2 for the side of Penguin Sledding. Make it 4 for Lazarus as well. Now a 3v1. This is almost assuredly Lazarus tying us up at 10 rounds apiece. And now, oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have got ourselves a ball game. These teams are not finished yet. This is just top 32. This is just the very beginning of the bracket here. Hazard now trying to find some revenge, trying to find some heroics, spots out Xenos, finds a bit of damage, won't find the kill here, sending out the Cloudburst, fakes the dash in. Lazarus unaware of the positioning yet. Could Hazard make it work? No, gets 1 kill, won't find another. And that is double digits tied score for Lazarus up against Penguin Sledding.
Well, at one point, Lazarus looked defeated, looked dead. They've now been resurrected from that. And, well, here we are, 10-10, the score line. Something that I didn't think we would necessarily be seeing after the start of this half. Looked so very strong for the Penguin Sledding side of things. That being said, now we got to see something different. We've seen what works, right? And we've seen Lazarus do a good job of taking whatever Penguin Sledding throw at them and defeating it. But now they need to figure out a way to change something up themselves. Figure out what the problem, where the weak spots are here for Penguin Sledding, and then take those and run with them.
We're certainly seeing an adjustment from Penguin Sledding already, as they're not willing to challenge any of these upfront angles here that Lazarus may be creeping around. It is completely back into the shadows, back into the corners here for Penguin Sledding. They're playing about as defensively as we've seen them play this entire matchup, fully aware of the stakes here as we work our way into the later rounds. Moonblue with some very useful intelligence on the whereabouts of the Lazarus squad, and that may be their undoing. And now as Worldwide sends out the paranoia, Worldwide peeks Mikado, takes him down. The kills go 2 for 1, favoring the defenders. Can Penguin Sledding steal back their lead here? Moonblue right around the corner, and there comes the rolling thunder from Hyun as well, forcing Lazarus away, as Lazarus now running out of time. Lazarus are running out of HP. Penguin Sledding here in full effect, mowing down the attackers. Can Soar find a cheeky angle, find a peak that works for them? The answer very well may be no. The clock is simply not on the side of Lazarus. Penguin Sledding, oh, they are being brought to the brink, but each time they get brought to the brink, they somehow find their way to pick their heads up over water.
You know, I'm not sure what gave the full information that that was going to be the full B hit. Yes, obviously you had it was a big point of contention that you saw the one player with over there holding with the owl drone, but like I don't know if that pulls all those rotations. Either way, whatever the information was, or whether it was, you know, maybe some early footsteps being given away there by Lazarus, regardless, that just absolutely opened the floodgates of the rotations for Penguin Sledding. Nothing really there, and well, I guess you didn't even really need the rotations if you were going to see Moonblue do what we were seeing. But nonetheless, a great adaptation and a great job from Penguin Sledding. They have been getting aggressive, and they realized that they were getting punished for it, so they just stopped and they came up big.
No more charges left.
This very well could be a do or die round here for Lazarus. They have run out of rounds to play with. They've run out of money to spend on this offensive. Can they get it done here? Kolbs takes down Clint. Town combines to Worldwide, but Hyun still alive, picks up the triple kill. Kolbs finds the revenge there, but is it too little too late now as Town in the 1v2? The kills have gone through so quickly here. Town has had very little time here to fully collect the situation, and they are losing HP so quickly at the blink of an eye. Town doing everything they can to steal away some hope, keep this round alive for the side of Lazarus. Moonblue very formidable with that Odin, sending lots of dangerous bullets through that corridor, but Town is going to have to back away, find a different angle of approach here. Spike is down on A site, 30 seconds remaining now. Town has got to make it now or never, pushing forward onto the site. Hazard and Moonblue lying in wait. That's Moonblue taken out, but Hazard on the swing wins out over Town. Penguin Sledding picking up match point.
Man, that's rough. Very rough for Lazarus. They had the read. They did it well. But Hyun just waiting on the side of the site. I mean, Hyun should never get 3 kills there. Never. That should be a one and done. Maybe you get a second one if you're an incredible player. But generally speaking, you should be finding 1, maybe 2, never 3 in the position that Hyun was sitting in. And Hyun found all 3, and that just was the tide turner. Very, very difficult it would be to come back from this. I think Lazarus, they've got a couple bulldogs, otherwise pretty full rifles, but still going to be difficult. And what a great shock dart that was.
Yeah, Moonblue really dialed in here in the second half, has thrived on this B-side defense, and that is further evidence of the Moonblue destruction, burning down Mikado with the shock dart. That is the opening kill here for Penguin Sledding. The situation worsens, the pool deepens here for Lazarus. Can they find a way to claw themselves out? The good news for Lazarus is they do have that Blade Storm available for Soar. They have the Neural Theft available for Town. Could come into play big here. Hazard, a rare miss from Hazard, does get the wing shot onto Soar, so a fair bit of damage. Still has to back away nonetheless. Clock ticking down, under 45 seconds. Here comes the execute from Lazarus. Here comes the kill from Xenos. Takes down Hazard, a 4v4 now. Soar with that Blade Storm running on the hunt as Hyun now peeking through heaven, has to back away. Still revealed by the hunt. Oh my goodness, the Hunter's Fury from Moonblue takes down Coles. Hyun peeks through heaven, takes down Soar. Now a 2v4. Lazarus being brought to the brink. 1 player remaining. This is Penguin Sledding almost assuredly punching their ticket into the top 16. Xenos tries heroically to find the clutch, but a clutch they will not find. Penguin Sledding take the win over Lazarus 13-10, punching their ticket into the top 16.
I feel like our conversation before this matchup started kind of came to fruition. Honestly, we were talking about how Lazarus maybe a little bit of a tough draw in this against Penguin Sledding, and that Penguin Sledding probably had the edge, but just barely. And they did. They had the edge, but just barely. It was 10-10. They were able to pull out those key couple of rounds, and once round 11, or rather the 11th round for Penguin Sledding came through, the way in which it was won, it felt very decisive. But even then, every single round there, Lazarus had a chance. They were just unable to put it to bed. And with that, we do see our match MVP is going to be Hazard, 21-18 and 8. That is unsurprising to be our MVP. That being said, Hyun had a great game as well, by the way. Definitely was having a whole lot of impact, 13 assists as well. And having high impact, high fragging with the breach is not always that easy.
Yeah, absolutely. With the amount of tools available to that agent, it can actually be kind of overwhelming to understand which tools to use best in certain situations. But Hyun obviously having a mastery of the understanding necessary for that agent. And for the side of Lazarus, I still think this is a very exciting result. As I touched on before this match got started, when Lazarus announced this roster, a lot of question marks were raised on social media, in discussions of who are these guys and where did they come from? Well, you just got to look. That's who these guys are, and that's what they're all about. Lazarus are here to play. They are here to compete, and they are bringing the absolute best teams right down to the wire. And frankly, though this is a top 32 exit for the side of Lazarus, I do think they are putting the rest of the teams in the scene on notice here with this performance. I think nothing but positives for Lazarus to take away from this matchup. And we are taking away what was a very exciting matchup. It was Penguin Sledding up against Lazarus for our top 32 match. That was just one of the 3 matches Vincent and myself will be bringing you guys here today. We've got 2 more in store. Stick around because you definitely don't want to miss them.